in this video, we're going to talk about modes. We'll explore modes just like we did in the last video, but we'll talk about modes in parallel. So in the last video, we talked about modes in series, and you don't have to remember like which is which, like what is series and parallel. But basically, in series, what we're doing is we're constructing all possible modes from a single major scale. So, for example, if we're looking at a C major scale, then we would think about, okay, if we start from the root note itself, it will be this, and then if we go to the next one, I forgot to play the chord. So it will be like this, So the mode, the name for each of these modes was C Ionian, which is a really fancy way of saying C major. D Dorian, because the next mode starts with D, and it's the second mode, so it's D Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, G Mixolydian, and so on. So, but in this video, what we're gonna do is we'll find out what is C Ionian. Okay, we already know what C Ionian is, but we're gonna go to C Dorian, C Phrygian, C Lydian, and so on. Yeah. So everything is from C all the way until C Locrian. All right. So let's just do a quick refresh on how to find the original. I guess you could say the original scale from which the mode was derived. At least that's how I like to think about it. So let's take a look at E Phrygian. Okay, E Phrygian. Yeah, E Phrygian first. So to find out what is the original scale, we just have to ask ourselves a question, an appropriate question. So if it's the Phrygian, since Phrygian is the third mode, we need to ask ourselves, okay, if it's E Phrygian, we need to ask ourselves which scale has E as its third. We know it's C major. So the original key, you could say, is C. If we want to find out what is the original key for, I guess you could say original scale from which the mode was derived, for a D Mixolydian. Okay, Mixolydian is the fifth mode, so we want to ask ourselves which scale has D as its fifth. So that would be G. Right? If we find it in any way, like for me, I like to think about the inner row of fourth and the fifth are the opposite of each other. So if we want to find out which key has D as its fifth, then if you actually find out what the fourth of D is, then you get to that. So anyways, you can do it in any way, but it's G. So it's just D Mixolydian. It's just like a G scale, but starting from D. So the tonal center has been like kind of redefined to be D. So this is like how it works, and also we have to remember that the concept of modes and diatonic chords are very closely tied together and related to one another. So what we're gonna do is essentially we're just going to play the corresponding mode over each of the diatonic chords. So for the one chord we play Ionian, for the second diatonic chord we play Dorian, third chord Phrygian mode, fourth chord Lydian, and so on. So with that out of the way, let's zoom into what is modes in parallel. All right, let me bring this chair here. All right, so the first one is plain vanilla C major 7. Oops, I was supposed to use that note. So it's playing C major 7. Then the next one is going to be C Dorian, which means, well, first of all, what is the original key or the original scale from which this mode can be derived? So we have to ask ourselves a question, which is, well, which key has C as its second? Obviously, or maybe it's not obvious. It's B flat. So the chord is going to be So it's a second chord, so it's going to be minor seventh. It's a minor chord. Mode is going to be C. Actually, since the 2 chord actually has a subdominant function, what we can do is essentially, well, first of all, we have to know what is the I guess you could say the original key. In this case, it's B flat. So this is like B flat just played from C. So it's like, oops, sorry. So what we can do actually is we can actually play the Lydian mode over this chord if we wish. This is because the Lydian is for the subdominant chord, the 4 chord. So actually we can kind of pretend as if this was like kind of like this E flat major 7th chord. E flat major 7th is the 4 chord for B flat, right? So we can pretend as if this was this. So the Lydian would be like this. But then we need to make sure it centers around the C note, since this is C Dorian. So it will be maybe like C Dorian, yeah. But it's useful to think about it like a Lydian. It's like a Lydian. It's like an E flat Lydian, you know. Anyways, yeah. So and the beauty of this is that you can keep like shifting it up and down. It will be, if you just remember the Lydian mode shape over this, I guess you could say barred. Not sure if that's the correct term, but over this kind of chord. So it's pretty useful to know the Lydian mode, yeah, and then you can like use that Lydian over the 2 chord also. So it's pretty useful. So the next chord is going to be still C minor 7. So this is going to be C Frisian. So first of all, which one is the one that has C as its 3rd? It's A flat. So it's actually it's like an A flat major, but you play it starting from and ending at the note of C. So it will be like, let me see. But the 3rd chord we know has actually a tonic function, which means if we want, we can kind of pretend, so original key is A flat, so we can pretend like we're just playing the A flat major, but then, so it will be like, this is A flat major, right? I like to go like, you know, up until here and then like come back to this lower note, because like most of the time we will be like doing some stuff around this region, right? So actually, we can pretend like it's an A flat Ionian, but then make sure that it revolves around the note of C. So it will maybe sound like, yeah, something like. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So that's the Frisian, C Frisian, essentially A flat major scale played from C and ending at C. The next one would be, what is the next one? It would be C Lydian, which means it is, let's see, yeah, it is G major scale, but like we play from C, starting from C and ending at C. So it will be, C major 7, but then it's functioning as the 4 chord in the scale of G. So we got this note, we've got this note, F sharp. Yep. And next one would be, what is the next one? It's a 5 chord, so it will be C7. Original key would be F, so it's the 5 chord of F. So the mode is going to be, let's see, and then the next one would be C minor 7, as the 6th chord. The original key would be E flat. So this would be the, let's see, the 6th chord, and then the 6th chord has the function of tonic, so actually we can kind of pretend to play this one, what is this, E flat Ionian, but then it's like revolving around C, so it's like E flat. I like to think of it as like an E flat Ionian because it's easier to wrap my head, like get my head around, so it's like Ionian. Kind of because this C minor 7, we can also view it as E flat 6. So E flat 6 is basically equivalent to C minor 7, right? It consists of the same notes. Yeah, so this would be the 6th chord, and the next one would be what? Locrians. So it would be a diminished chord. Yeah, so actually I think it's supposed to be half diminished chord. Yeah, I think it's half diminished chord, but I'm just going to play the fully diminished. I think you could pick either one, but diminished chords are kind of rare, so I'll just use the fully diminished. Then the mode is going to be, what is this? So this is going to be the 7th note of some scale, which means it's actually a D flat scale, but play from here. So it's like. But I have hardly used the Locrian mode. It's diminished chords are rare, and I think in the beginning you don't really need to worry too much about this Locrian mode. Yeah. Anyways, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.